Hello and welcome back to our Chronological Bible in Your Reading Plan. Today we are on day 158 with Proverbs 13, 14, and 15. I've been loving these Proverbs. Proverbs 13. A son is wise through his father's discipline, but a scoffer shall not listen to rebuke. From the fruit of the mouth a man eats the good, but the desire of the treacherous is for violence. He who watches over his mouth guards his being, but he who opens wide his lips comes to ruin. The being of the lazy one craves, but has not, while the being of the hard workers are enriched. A righteous one hates a lying word, but a wicked man is loathsome and comes to shame. Righteousness watches over him who is perfect in the way, but wickedness overthrows the sinner. There is one who makes himself rich, yet has none at all, and one who makes himself poor, yet has great riches. A ransom of a man's life is his riches, but the poor does not hear rebuke. The light of the righteous rejoices, but the lamp of the wicked is put out. By pride comes only strife, but wisdom is with those who take advice. Wealth from vanity diminishes, but he who gathers by hand increases. Expectancy drawn out makes the heart sick, but a longing come true is a tree of height, which means a tree of life. He who despises the word is destroyed, but he who reveres the command is rewarded. The Torah of the wise is a fountain of height, turning one away from the snares of death. Good understanding gains favor, but the way of treacherous is hard. Everyone with insight acts with knowledge, but a fool spreads folly. A messenger that is wicked falls into evil, but a trustworthy envoy is a healing. Poverty and shame are for him who ignores discipline, but he who heeds reproof is esteemed. A desire accomplished is sweet to the being, but to turn away from evil is an abomination to fools. He who walks with the wise shall be wise, but the companion of fools suffers evil. Evil pursues sinners, but good is repaid to the righteous. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, but the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous. Much food is in the tillable ground of the poor, but lack of right ruling sweeps it away. He who spared his rod hates his son, but he who loves him seeks him with discipline. The righteous eats to the satisfying of his being, but the stomach of the wicked is lacking. Proverbs 14. Every wise woman has built her house, but the foolish breaks it down with her hands. He who walks in his straightness reveres Yahuwah, but he whose ways are crooked despises him. In the mouth of a fool is a rod of pride, but the lips of the wise guard them. Where there are no oxen, the crib is clean, but from the strength of an ox comes much increase. A trustworthy witness does not lie, but a false witness breathes out lies. A scoffer shall seek wisdom, but is unable, but knowledge is swift to him who has understanding. Leave the presence of a foolish man, for you shall not perceive the lips of knowledge. The wisdom of the clever is to understand his way, but the folly of fools is deceit. Fools scoff at guilt, but among the straight there is delight. The heart knows its own bitterness, and no stranger shares its joy. The house of the wicked is destroyed, but the tent of the straight flourishes. There is a way which seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. Even in laughter the heart is in pain, and the end of that joy is heaviness. The backslider in heart is satisfied with his own ways, but a good man from above. The simple believes every word, but the clever one watches his step. The wise fears and turns away from evil, but a fool rushes on and is reckless. He who is impatient acts foolishly, but a man who plans wickedness is hated. The simple shall inherit folly, but the clever are crowned with knowledge. The evil ones shall bow before the good, and the wicked ones at the gates of the righteous. The poor is hated even by his own neighbor, but the rich has many friends. He who despises his neighbor sins. But he who shows favor to the poor, O Baruch is he, which means O blessed is he. Do not those who plan evil go astray, but wickedness and truth are to those who plan good. In all labor there is profit, but talk of the lips only to poverty. The crown of the wise is their wealth, the folly of fools is folly. A true witness saves lives, but he who breathes out lies is a betrayer. And the reverence of Yahuwah is strong trust, and his children have a place of refuge. The reverence of Yahuwah is a fountain of height, to turn away from the snares of death. And a multitude of people is a sovereign's splendor, but in the lack of people is the ruin of a prince. He who is patient has great understanding, but he who is short of spirit exalts folly. A healthy heart is life to the body, but envy is rottenness to the bones. He who oppresses the poor reproaches his maker, but he who esteems him shows favor to the needy. By his own evil doing, the wicked is thrust down, but the righteous has a refuge in his death. Wisdom rests in the heart of him who has understanding, and among fools it becomes known. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to peoples. The sovereign's delight is toward a wise servant, but his wrath is towards him who causes shame. Chapter 15. A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up displeasure. The tongue of the wise makes knowledge good, but the mouth of fools pours out foolishness. The eyes of Yahuwah are in every place, watching the evil and the good. A healing tongue is a tree of height, but perverseness in it crushes the spirit. A fool despises his father's discipline, but he who heeds reproof is clever. The house of the righteous is a great treasure, but in the income of the wicked is trouble. The lips of the wise scatter knowledge, but the heart of fools is not so. The slaughtering of the wicked is an abomination to Yahuwah, but the prayer of the straight is his delight. The way of the wicked is an abomination to Yahuwah, but he who loves him pursues righteousness. Discipline is grievous to him who forsakes the way, but he who hates reproof dies. The grave and destruction are before Yahuwah. How much more the hearts of the sons of men? A scoffer does not love his reprover, nor does he go to the wise. A glad heart makes good a face, but by sorrow of heart the spirit is stricken. The heart of the understanding one seeks knowledge, but the mouth of fools feeds on folly. All the days of the afflicted are evil, but gladness of heart is a continual feast. Better is a little with the reverence of Yahuwah than great treasure with trouble. Better is a meal of vegetables where love is than a fatted calf with hatred. A man of wrath stirs up strife. He who is patient appeases strife. The way of the lazy one is like a hedge of thorns, but the way of the straight is a highway. A wise son makes a father glad, but a foolish man despises his mother. Folly is joy to one lacking heart, but a man of understanding walks straight. Without counsel, plans are nullified, but by great counselors they are established. A man has joy by the answer of his mouth, and how good is a word in its season. The path of high, again which means life, is upward for the wise, to turn away from the grave below. Yahuwah tears down the house of the proud, he establishes the boundary of the widow. Evil thoughts are an abomination to Yahuwah, but pleasant words are clean. He who is greedy for gain troubles his own house, but he who hates bribes lives. The heart of the righteous ponders how to answer, but the mouth of the wicked pours out evil. Yahuwah is far from the wicked, but he hears the prayer of the righteous. The light of the eyes rejoices the heart. A good report gives marrow to the bones. An ear that hears the reproof of high dwells among the wise. He who ignores discipline hates himself, but he who listens to reproof gets understanding. The reverence of Yahuwah is the discipline of wisdom, and before esteem is humility. And that concludes our reading for today. As always, hope you've been reading along, and peace and blessings and love to you. See you in the next one.